Hey guys, I'm cmasupra and welcome to another Company of Heroes 2 video. Now I have a puzzle for you guys in the beginning of this video. As you can see, this HQ is mine, belongs to cmasupra, and these pioneers are also mine, they belong to cmasupra. However, the pioneers are blue and the HQ is red. I want you guys in the comments to tell me how I did this. Those of you who play this game and watch replays will probably know the answer. I was going to say especially if you do something, but I'm not going to say what that was because it'd give away how I did this. But those of you who have watched replays in Company of Heroes or Company of Heroes 2 will know how I've done this. But I want you guys to guess and tell me how I have done this with the red HQ but blue pioneers, even though I own both of them. It's a puzzle for you guys, so let me know in the comments. And the next video, my next Company of Heroes 2 video, I will tell you the answer on how I did it. So, anyways, today I have a very back and forth game, just like the previous one was back and forth, but this one's to more of an extreme. It's not like the middle line changed by, I don't know, a few meters every once in a while, like it was in the last game. This time, he and I both got pinned in our bases, and we both came back from it at some point. So it was a very back and forth game, just like Company of Heroes 2 is made to be, because the comeback mechanics are so strong. So I am playing as the Germans, clearly, because I have a Pioneer squad. And my opponent is playing as the Soviets, and we are playing on... Oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the map. I will put text here if I remember. If I forget to put text here saying the name of the map, ask me in the comments and I'll answer it in the comments. But I can't remember the name of the map. I don't believe it's Moscow Outskirts, but it might be. I don't think it is, though. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started with this game. So, yeah, here's my opponent. You can see his HQ is not different colored from his squad, so consider that when you're making your response if you haven't made your comment yet. So let's go ahead and get started with the game. My opponent has a single combat engineer squad. I don't know what he's building yet. We can find out what he's building. He's building... Oh, there we go. Okay. It deselected the HQ. He's building a conscript squad, which is very normal for the Soviets. And me, over here, I am building Tier 1, and I'm not building another Pioneer squad because one of the new tactics or strategies I'm doing with Wehrmacht, they are not the Wehrmacht, they are the austere, is to just build Tier 1 and go for a Grenadier squad right off the bat, because Pioneer squads cannot win any engagements, really, and as a result, if I have two Pioneer squads capturing points, they'll easily get forced off the map. And so I go for a Grenadier squad, and then immediately another Grenadier squad, as we are about to see. There it is. So that is the new strategy I am doing. It works very well. I have done far better with it than I have with two Pioneers and then a Grenadier squad. So I highly recommend, if you are sucking with the Germans in the early game, go with a single Pioneer squad. This one Pioneer squad that you do start off with. Now I will say that I'm sending my Pioneer squad over to the left side of the map here, and that's because I figured my opponent wouldn't be too proactive to go and capture the left side of the map, because as the Soviets here, even though you do spawn on the bottom left, even if you were the Germans, but as the Soviets are here at the bottom left, you might think they'd go for the left side and the middle, but a lot of times they don't. A lot of times they go for the middle and the right side, because this victory point is much closer to them than this victory point is over at the top left. And so I sent my weakest squad over to the side that I figured my opponent would focus on the least. Now, unluckily for me, he does have a conscript squad over here, so he's sending some good firepower over to the left side. Where has he sent his engineer squad? He sent it all the way to the right side. So he's doing a mirror of what I did, basically. He sent his building unit over to the closer side that has the victory point. What? No, the side that has a closer victory point. There we go. And then we both have fighting units on the other two spots, capturing points. Now, as you can see, we have our first engagement. It is conscripts versus pioneers. Who is going to win this battle? He would definitely win it if I had stayed and fight, but I'm not staying and fighting. I'm going to some sandbag cover, which used to provide green cover in Company of Heroes 1. I don't know why it switched to yellow, but now it's yellow. I didn't realize my opponent had moved here, otherwise I would have moved my Pioneers back further by now, which I'm about to do though, so it's all good. And over here, at the same time, we have an engagement going on between Grenadiers and a conscript squad and an engineer squad. There's no way these Grenadiers can win. However, my third unit out of Tier 1 was an MG, and the MG is here to save the day. He's going to oorah into the building, which sucks for me because the MG cannot pin a squad in a building, and as a result, he's going to be able to shoot at my MG, and my MG will be able to shoot at him, but I don't know who's going to win that fight because I have more health, but he has a building, which provides a lot of cover in this game. I do retreat my Grenadier squad because they don't stand a chance against 2 units and buildings, and I do move back my MG because I don't know who's going to win this battle and I don't want to risk losing it. So I just move it backwards and wait for him to come and join me. As you can see, it's facing the place I just came from, and hey, he's going to come and join me. How perfect. No, he's not. Okay. Well, he could have. I think he was going to, and then he saw the MG was set up with this conscript squad. So I was able to push this conscript squad off. It basically came on the map and then had to retreat because of my MG. And that gives me the opportunity to capture this fuel point over here next to his base. And if I capture the fuel point here, which will give me 7 fuel more per minute, I'll have a lot more fuel than my opponent because I would have both of the fuel points on this map because they're both in the middle. This Pioneer squad finally had to retreat, but in the process, before having to retreat, I did manage to harass my opponent significantly by capturing, or at least decapturing, this point. He did get this munitions point and this strategic point, or what's it called? Standard territory point. I'm still going to call it a strategic point. So he captured both of those, but I managed to still harass him by cutting him off by taking this point. So it worked out in the end. Now, if you look in the minimap, I basically have a wedge into my opponent's line, and that's because I focus a lot on the middle in this map, as well as the map from the previous game, which I would believe was Moscow Outskirts. This is not Moscow Outskirts, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, maybe it is. But I tend to focus a lot on the middle in this map, and as a result, I ended up getting both fuel points, but I was able to be flanked by my opponent because he had both the left and the right side. I simply had a middle wedge in his line. Now, luckily for me, my opponent is not having the best micro right now. He's probably busy doing something else at the same time. So my Grenadiers are able to fight off all of these forces my opponent has brought here, and my opponent is not doing a good job of dealing with me and coming up close to me. He actually gave me enough time to set up an MG over here and pin, or at least suppress, his conscript squad over here, and then he's retreating it. That was a waste of a Molotov. He wasted munitions on that, and here comes another one onto my MG. I even saw it coming. I knew it was coming, but I wasn't able to move my MG in time. But now I was able to, and it took half health away. So all the men are basically at half health, while the men are all still there. They're just all at half health, so it'll die pretty quickly once it starts getting attacked, because as the men die, they become unable to retreat because they have to man the MG before they can retreat. So this is kind of a bad situation for me to be in, especially because I have no healing at my base. I cannot heal the MG by retreating it. I don't have a healing bunker over here. Oh my god, I just came up with a great idea that I have never actually done in this game. Build a healing bunker in the middle of the map where all the fighting is going on. Why have I never done that? That's such a genius idea. Wow, why have I never done that? I've always only ever built one in the base. I've never built one anywhere else. That would have been a good idea to do, wouldn't it? Yeah, I should start doing that more often in my future games. I just came up with that on the fly right now. But as you can see in the middle, I did push off my opponent. He did capture this fuel point over here, but I'm coming back to capture it with my MG or my Grenadier squad. On the right side, we have a Grenadier squad that has no chance of winning this fight. Conscripts are better at close range, and I'm also facing engineers, which are good at close range, as well as another conscript squad. So you should never fight a battle you know you're going to lose. Wow, how many conscript squads are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, and a combat engineer squad. Wow. Anyways, as I was saying, you should never fight a battle you know you're going to lose. Just retreat early, unless you're stalling for something that you know will get there in time to save the squad that it's going to lose. Like, if you're bringing a Panzer IV or something over here to annihilate these conscript squads, then it might be worth keeping your Grenadier squad here, but even if I was doing that, it probably wouldn't have been worth it because I might lose the squad. Simply because there were so many conscript squads over here. It wouldn't have been worth staying at all. So I did a smart retreat, retreated the Grenadier squad, and saved it. And is that the squad? I believe it is. Really only lost health, maybe a man or two. As we can see, I have a second MG on the field now, after my first one, and the reason for building that second MG was because I saw how many conscript squads my opponent has, and this is actually a peanut battalion squad. I never build these. Apparently they're underpowered. Effective anti-infantry squad equipped with a satchel charge can be given a flamethrower. Hello guys, I'm going to set up my MG if you don't mind now that I've seen you. Because I would like to pin you. It'd be great to pin you. Hey, what do you know? It worked. I'm suppressing the conscript squad eventually to be pinned if he doesn't retreat. He does retreat. Okay. So now this squad is in a bit of a predicament here. They have all the Soviet infantry between them and my base. So if I try to retreat them, they'll have to retreat through all that Soviet infantry. That won't go well. Luckily, I do have an MG42 here, and I have an MG42 here that I'm moving up. And I have to rely on those two MG42s to deal with my opponent's infantry and help me win this fight against all his infantry so I can have a safe retreat path for this conscript squad. I do also have a conscript squad over here. And there seems to be a fight over here going on between, is that guards? It is guards. And a grenadier squad. I will rifle grenade these guys twice, I believe, before retreating, but I do end up losing that fight over there on the left side. In the middle, I have actually won the fight thanks to my MG42s, because without them, I am sure I would have lost this fight. MG42s are just so useful for dealing with large amounts of infantry in a single direction. This MG42 was so screwed. I think I just ended up retreating him. Yeah, there we go. Ended up retreating him. Over here we can see that I did lose this fight over here, and I may have actually lost the squad. Did I lose the squad? I think I lost the whole squad. And you can see the remains of a grenade right there, and that's 2 men who died there. This man appears to be missing quite a few limbs. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I just lost the squad over there to a grenade. So that sucked. I'm not too good at dodging grenades in this game. Unless I'm fully expecting them and actually watching the squad, because grenades get thrown so fast and then they explode so fast, you really don't have time to dodge them unless you're truly watching the squad. So, while all of that was happening on the map, all those events, my opponent has managed to basically push me off the field entirely in terms of infantry coverage, but he has not taken map control. He's just now taking map control. And it appears he has actually gone tier 4, which is quite a lot of teching. I don't know how he did that much teching, considering I had both fuel points, but maybe the fact that he had so many strategic points has significantly helped him there. But as you can see, he has gone tier 4 for an Su-76M, or just an Su-76, I don't know what the M means. But it's not going to help him too much at this point in time. I mean, the Su-76 is not too good at fighting tanks. And look at what I have built. I went tier 3 and built a Panzer IV. So that Su-76 is so screwed unless his conscripts have AT grenades. And let's find out together. Do they have AT grenades? He does not have AT grenades. He has not bought the upgrade. So, as a result, he is not going to be able to counter my Panzer IV. My Panzer IV is going to have free reign right now. Against his Su-76, against all his infantry, against everything. He has no counter to my Panzer IV. The Su-76 can kill the Panzer IV if the Panzer IV is significantly weakened, but it is not, because he has nothing else to use against the Panzer IV. So he cannot weaken it for the Su-76 to kill it. And so my Panzer IV has free reign. I'm pushing him entirely off the map. Literally entirely off the map, more than he pushed me off the map, because I was never fully pushed off the map. This Pioneer squad was always on the left side here when I had everything else back in my base. So I still had one squad on the map. He has nothing on the map. Every single thing he owns is in his base. So I have free reign to capture as many points as I want to capture. This squad, there we go. I should have shift queued them to just go capture other points, but I hadn't. I was probably busy microwaving some other stuff. But here's one of the MGs. Remember, I built two, so here's one of them, and I have it over here because I know my opponent's focusing heavily on the right side. You saw how many conscript squads were here at one point in time, so that was quite a lot, and I wanted my MG42 here to deal with them. And then I have my other MG42 in the middle of the map because I know my opponent's going to focus heavily on the middle of the map, and as you can see, he is doing that. And I know he's doing it because he wants that middle VP. If he can't get that middle VP, he's probably going to lose because the likelihood of him getting the top left VP over here is very, very low. So he knows he needs the middle VP. Now he does have AT grenades, as you can see. He's actually thrown two of them onto my Panzer IV, and it's now very, very low health. The Su-76 can kill it now. My MG is suppressing the guards rifles and other conscript squads. This thing has lost its main gun as well as getting engine damage, so this is in high danger of being destroyed at this point. His AT grenades have done a lot of damage. He is charging with his Su-76. I'm going to use Panzerfausts on it, and Panzerfausts do not do much damage. They're just like the conscript AT grenade where they just do engine damage, really. As you can see, it didn't do much damage to the Su-76. However, he does have engine damage, and he has no intention of moving his Su-76 out of here. He's just barraging this MG at very, very close range. That is the closest barrage I've ever seen in this game, because he just really wanted that MG killed. But because he didn't move it away, I am Panzerfausting it still. Panzerfausts do damage. They just don't do much damage. So I'm using Panzerfaust and I kill it. So he lost an Su-76 for the price of a Panzer IV. I'm not sure if that was worth it. Let's find out. How much does a Panzer IV cost? 320, 115. How much does an Su-76 cost? 160, 55. Okay, his is much cheaper. Okay, so if he killed a Panzer IV and he decrewed an MG at the loss of an Su-76, he definitely won that battle. At the time I was playing, I wasn't sure who won the battle, but I guess it is obviously him who won, because I should realize an Su-76 is quite cheap, considering I have built them many times. But I didn't realize it. So he definitely won that battle, even if he did lose his Su-76. I spent more on munitions in terms of the Panzerfaust than he did on AT grenades, I believe. So he definitely won that battle, and he has actually pushed me off the map by destroying my Panzer IV. My Panzer IV. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4. Panzer IV. Oh yes! Oh, this was a Flamer engineer squad, and they just burst into flames right here, almost killing the entire squad, because I had laid mines here. You can even see the sign from the German mines. It has a sign with the mines on it, in the places where all the mines are, and you can even see the mines here. So we should have known mines were here, but it seems a lot of people don't notice those signs, and I don't really blame them, because they're not the most obvious of signs. I did lay mines here, and as a result, he's running over all these mines. I was cracking up when that happened, just like, you have to deal with my mines over on the left side. And the reason I even did lay mines, by the way, is because I knew I was focusing on the middle and the right side, and I really couldn't protect the left side, so I wanted to place mines there. Now here we can see, remember my MG that my opponent decrewed? Well, he now has the MG, and he's using it very effectively to pin this Grenadier squad that needs to retreat right now. Is it going to get out of there alive? It is going to get out of there alive. Barely. Look at how little health that thing has. That was very close to being bad. Now we can see that his MG is no longer suppressing any of my squads. He could stand to move it up a bit, but he's probably wondering what else I have waiting for him back here, so he's not quite doing it. He seems to have flanked this MG, but watch what happens here. I'm actually just going to watch this part. But watch what happens here. He's flanked it, he's gotten behind it, but he's too busy in the middle microing stuff. He doesn't realize that I moved my MG. I'm going to set it up facing backwards here, and it's going to suppress him right here. He didn't move far enough. Oh, there goes the squad. Had to retreat because he otherwise would have been suppressed and then pinned, and then he would have been dead eventually. Now here we can see our first Su-85, which was kind of expected by my opponent because Su-85s come from Tier 4, and we know my opponent's built Tier 4, but it was kind of expected and kind of not expected. Kind of expected because he built Tier 4, and Su-85s are very good against tanks, against German tanks. And so I kind of expected it for that reason, but at the same time I didn't expect it because I didn't have very many tanks, and he easily took care of my Panzer IV, the one that has a carcass laying right here. That actually looks very appropriate. Even at minimum graphics, that looks like it fits in very well. Never noticed that. Carcass feels like it fits in very well. But yeah, he easily dealt with my Panzer IV, so I didn't really expect an Su-85, I just knew it was a possibility, because he already built tier 4, and Su-85s are known to be very good. But I did build a mortar, and we can see it right here. What is this? Is this an MG? No, that's another mortar. I built 2 mortars. I didn't realize I'd built 2 this early in the game. I know I had built 2 at some point, but I didn't realize it was this early in the game. But I had built 2 mortars to deal with this MG that he has. That is my MG that he stole. And to deal with any of his infantry, because mortars are just so good in this game. They're not overpowered like they used to be, but they're still quite good. So I tend to buy them when it makes sense, and it makes sense very often. Whoa, that's a bug. My commanders are not showing. That is weird. I can mouse over them, but they're not showing. What if I switch people? Will that fix it? Okay, he's picked a commander. It's not showing mine. Okay, that's a nice bug. We'll have to deal with that later when I do pick my commander, but I haven't picked one yet. My commander and my doctrine, whatever you want to call it. Ooh, look at that mortar. Just annihilated that conscript squad. And now here comes the Su-85 to take care of my new Panzer IV, my second Panzer IV this game. Panzerfaust, the Su-85, make him fear what else I have back here. He might think I have a pack, which I definitely do not, because I have not built tier 2, the Leichte mechanized company. So, I definitely don't have a pack, but he doesn't know that. He has no idea what else I have back here. I could have a Panther, I could have a pack, I could have 3 more Panzer IVs waiting for him, I could have anything. He was smart to not charge here, even though I really have nothing that would have killed his Su-85. One reason he may not have charged, actually, I just realized this, is because I killed his Su-76 with Panzerfaust. He might think, okay, this guy has a high munitions income, so if I charge in with my Su-85, and I get engine damage, which he does have, he could Panzerfaust me to death, which I was not going to be able to do with 80 munitions. That's 2 Panzerfausts right now. And 1 more a minute, basically at 47 munitions per minute. So I definitely would not have Panzerfausted him to death, but he did not know that. And so he backed away, and I got very lucky, saving my Panzer IV and getting to repair it. Over on the left here, we can see that I was fighting 2 Guards Rifle Infantry squads with a single Grenadier squad. And my Grenadier squad was Vet 2. He has Vet 1 on one of his squads, but Vet 1 doesn't actually help him in terms of damage output or durability, I believe. Does it? Yeah, it just unlocks tripwire flares. So it doesn't help him in terms of fighting. So I was able to hold my own for quite a while against those 2 squads, but I did end up having to retreat. And as you can see, I did retreat at pretty high health, and this is where the medic bunker becomes very nice to have, because I can just heal up and it doesn't cost me manpower. Now here you can see I am building tier 2, the Leichte mechanized company, and that is because I want a pack. I know he has a single Su-85 out on the field so far, and I want something to deal with it, so I want a pack to deal with it, and the pack costs 360 manpower, and it's the pack 40 in this game. I can't remember if it's pack 38 or pack 40 in Company of Heroes 1. I just know Men of War had the other one. More mines! Oh, wow, these mines are so expensive. I mean, look at how much they cost to place. 80 munitions for a minefield. It's quite expensive. However, they are quite good as well. As you can see, it's annihilated so many squads here. And there's still more mines remaining. There's 4 mines here. Is that all that's remaining so far? Nope, there's 4 mines here, 4 mines here. So there's still 12, 16, 20 more mines remaining. This is awesome. They're expensive, but they are so worth the munitions if you can afford them. They're just so good. Just annihilating squads who go up to the top left victory point. In the middle here, we do have a fight between conscripts and grenadiers, and it's at medium range, which would mean the conscripts are probably going to win, especially because there's an MG42 firing here. But luckily the MG42 is firing at this squad and is not pinning this squad behind him. Sometimes that does happen because even if you can't see this squad, firing at this squad means bullets are going to go close to this squad, and if enough bullets go close to the squad, they'll get suppressed. So I got lucky there with these guys not getting suppressed. These guys need to retreat. I don't know if I retreat them or not, but they need to retreat. Oh yeah, they need to retreat. There we go. And they look like they will get out of there. And Stuka bombing run. Where's it going? Where's it going? It's going on top of this Su-85, but it's moved since then, so it does pretty much nothing. It may have killed some MG42 crew members, I'm not sure. But it did almost nothing, so that kinda sucked. But as we can see, I did pick a doctrine, and fun fact, despite the title of the video, which is Stuka Bombing Strike for the win, I did not pick this doctrine for the Stuka Bombing Strike. I picked it for the Elephant because I wanted to deal with his Su-85s, and I'm once again going kind of heavy on the anti-tank by building a pack and an Elephant, but in actuality I never built the Elephant. I went this doctrine for the Elephant, but I never got to build the Elephant, so as a result, I only really used the spotting scope and the Stuka Bombing Strike, but the Stuka Bombing Strike was just awesome this game. It definitely won me the game. And the title really was a spoiler, so there's no hiding whether or not I won this game, so I didn't just spoil anything by saying I won the game. It's just a good game. So, as we can see, I have built a third Panzer IV this game. Or no, that's my same one, that's the second one, but I'm building a third one, and here it is. I have another Panzer IV, that is my third one this game. The reason I'm building so many Panzer IVs is because I want to try out Tier 3. Those of you who watched my live stream with, or my Company of Heroes 2 tournament live stream, that was 2 days ago, I believe, will know that I did go Tier 4, and it did end up hurting me. I would have been better off with Tier 3 that game. So I wanted to try out Tier 3 in this particular game, and as a result I'm building Panzer IVs because I know they're good. I've heard Ostmans are not too good, and I know that Stugs are not good. A T-34 will beat a Stug. So I wanted to go with Panzer IVs, and look at this masterful flanking. I sent this Panzer IV over to the right side where these mortars are, and flanked around the Su-85s, and because they're tank destroyers, they have to turn fully in order to shoot at me. But then I have a pack back here shooting at the Su-85s. He advanced too far forward, and as a result, I killed both Su-85s. I was so happy here. I was like, yes, now I'm going to win this battle. Even if I am kind of pushed back in my base, I am still going to win this battle at this point because he just lost 2 Su-85s. This is going really well for me now all of a sudden. So this is really, really good. So my 2 Panzer IVs have successfully dealt with, or really my 2 Panzer IVs and a pack have successfully dealt with 2 Su-85s. So Panzer IVs, pretty good. They beat T-34s one-on-one, I believe. And I don't think I've ever won against a Panzer IV with a single T-34, so yeah, they do beat T-34s. And they also, when you flank with them, they also beat Su-85s because the Su-85s don't have a turret. So it worked out really well for me. I am liking Panzer IVs. Some people say they're overpowered, but I don't know. I don't know about that. They're pretty good. They're like the only good thing the Axis have, though. If they didn't have the Panzer IV, I don't know if they could really win a lot of games that they do win. There's a lot of games where I don't know if it'd be possible for them to win a lot of the times without a Panzer IV. I know I've lost a lot where a Panzer IV would have helped me. Bye-bye, conscript squad. He's not going to lose the squad, though. I don't think. Oh, is he? Ooh, they're getting really low health. Maybe he will lose the squad. I didn't think he did, though. No, he didn't. Okay. So I won that battle on the left side, and there's still more mines over here. Just awesome. So I am capturing points on the left side of the map. I do have the rightmost victory point, and you will notice I have placed an MG bunker. I have upgraded it to the MG. And then I also have a regular MG42 sitting in this house. And I really wanted to guard this point against infantry, and for a while I have been guarding it against infantry using these 2 things. However, I fully expected this to happen at some point. He would send an Su-85 or some tank over here to take care of the bunker and then take care of my MG42. And now is the time he's going to do that. So this is my time when he does not have an Su-85 in the middle of the map. Now is the time I should attack, especially because he has the 120mm mortar, the doctrinal mortar that is very deadly. So this would be a great time to attack. And you know what I'm going to do now? Because the Su-85 is missing, I'm going to attack with this Panzer Grenadier squad. Oh yes. However, I knew this was here. As I'm commentating this, I knew it was here, not as I was playing. But I knew he had an MG as I was playing. I knew it was somewhere, and I was hoping it wasn't in the middle. Sadly for me, it was. He was protecting his mortar with my MG42. So his MG42 has pinned my Panzer Grenadier squad. They might as well just retreat, but I believe I'm busy microing stuff. I had to retreat this MG42. Is it going to survive? Oh man! It may not survive. Is it going to survive? Oh. Oh yeah, it's surviving. Wow. That was pretty close. But yeah, MG42 gets out of there. This squad... Oh! Oh, I was intentionally leaving these guys here. You know why? Because I have two mortars. I remanned the one that got demanned. So I have two mortars firing on his MG42. Remember those two mortars I built long ago? Yeah, I still have them. So I used it to take out the MG42, or at least force the retreat. I'm pretty sure I just forced the retreat. Sure did. He retreated it back to base to reman it. And so my Panzer Grenadiers were able to capture the middle victory point. I have 2 of the 3 victory points. And at the same time, going on over here is 2 Panzer IVs versus a whole bunch of Guards rifles and an Su-85 that is over here. I was trying to find the Su-85. I sent both my Panzer IVs over here to kill the Su-85. Sadly, though, I wasn't able to find it, so I back up here, and then, okay, I have found it. That's where it is. Okay, let's go charging in and kill it by flanking it, but then nope, nope, nope. There's just 2 conscript squads, a Guards Rifles infantry, and another Guards Rifle infantry. There is no way I can deal with that. Let's get out of here. 1 Panzer IV is down. I have a Grenadier squad to help me out here. Panzer Faust, the Su-85 to slow it down, let my Panzer IV escape. Come on, Panzer Faust. Did I click Panzer Faust like 10 seconds ago, and they're just now Panzer Fausting it. So I lost my Panzer IV. I'm not sure if the Panzer Faust would have saved my Panzer IV, quite honestly, but I did click the Panzer Faust like 10 seconds before they actually did it, so I don't know what was up with that. But I lost both my Panzer IVs there. Now my opponent's probably pretty happy. I mean, he lost his 2 Su-85s earlier, but now I've lost both my Panzer IVs. So it's kind of a trade-off. I mean, Su-85s are more expensive, I'm pretty sure. 320 and 115 versus 320 and 115. Okay, so it's equal. Okay, so it's exactly equal for me losing 2 Panzer IVs for him and him losing 2 Su-85s. So it was equal, very equal. Now you can see at the top right that I have a whole bunch of infantry squads. I have no vehicles though. And this is not a good situation to be in, but at the same time it is a good situation to be in compared to how I've done in the past. Those of you who have watched a lot of my Company of Heroes 2 videos will know that I tend to lose a lot of squads because retreating does not help you as much as it did in Company of Heroes 1. If you retreat in this game, you're not guaranteed, or you're not like 90% guaranteed to keep your squad alive. It's more like 70 or 60% guaranteed in this game if you have infantry behind your squad and you retreat at the same health level or so, somewhere around the same health level. So I had an issue with retreating and losing squads, but this game I was doing pretty well at keeping my squads alive. I have lost very few squads, so I'm doing quite well in that department. But in terms of tanks, I did kill 2 Su-85s, but I also lost my 2 Panzer IVs in the process of a battle over here. And he has gotten this VP, by the way. He killed the bunker and my MG retreated, as you saw. So he got the VP, but at the same time, I still have the left VP, and I'm just trying to get the middle VP. Okay, this is what I was talking about earlier, where bullets are going towards this Panzer Grenadier squad, but then the Pioneer squads back here were getting suppressed by it because the bullets were going near them. Luckily they got unsuppressed and are able to get away. Panzer Grenadier squad retreats because it's low health, sitting in a Molotov. And the Pioneer squad is dealing with a conscript infantry squad. I do have a mortar still. It is back in my base though, it had to retreat. Where's my other mortar? That's his mortar, that's my other mortar. It's demanned and probably going to be remanned by my opponent. So, this is not good for me in terms of mortars because my opponent has the very, very deadly 120mm mortar. That I did not even notice this at the time when I was playing. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I did not notice they were sitting in a Molotov, so I lost quite a few men there. Ended up retreating. However, I am winning the fight on the left, so this is working out well for me. His MG42 is only facing straight forward, it's not facing over here, so luckily for me, I was able to come behind it on the left side, flank it here. We will see who's going to win this. MG over here, protecting my mortar shelling his stuff, particularly his MG. And I'm winning the fight on the left, that is for sure. These squads, Guards Rifle Infantry squads, are not very good against not very good against infantry. There we go, that's the word. And they're just really good against light vehicles and other vehicles because their PTRSs are so deadly. But here we go, another Stuka bombing strike coming right here. Oh yeah! That is 2 Guards Rifle Infantry squads and an MG completely obliterated. And that was my MG42 as well, so he's lost the MG42. And just so you know, how much is a Guards Rifle Infantry squad? 360 manpower. That one Stuka bombing strike did 720 manpower plus the cost of the MG. However much that would have been, I don't know how much that would have been since it was a remanned MG. So he lost probably somewhere close to 1,000 manpower right there. That was an awesome Stuka bombing strike. He lost probably close to 1,000 manpower. So now what he has left is 2 Su-85s, another Su-76, and this is good because it has a free barrage ability. I'll actually show you that here. If we click on it, you can see it has a barrage ability. It costs nothing, but what it does is it fires 6 rounds wherever you tell it to. I can't click on it and show you, but it fires 6 rounds wherever you tell it to, and it's really good against infantry, because normally the thing is not too good against infantry. It's only good against light vehicles, but when you use the barrage ability, it becomes very good against infantry, especially because the barrage ability has a high rate of fire. So it becomes very good against infantry when you use the barrage ability, and he's going to need that because I only have a Panzer IV as my vehicles. Everything else I have is infantry. I also have a pack back here. It's not back there at my base anymore. It's moved forward, and I wanted to get a side shot on the Su-85s as they come from my Panzer IV. I was actually going to use my Panzer IV. I was going to use my Panzer IV as bait, and so what I was going to do was use my Panzer IV to kill something of his, or kill some men of his, and then he would charge forward with his Su-85s to kill my Panzer IV because he wants it dead, and he's killed the last 2 Panzer IVs pretty quickly, pretty easily. So he would charge forward, try to kill the Panzer IV, and then my pack would take care of his Su-85s, kill at least one of them, and my Panzer IV would survive, hopefully. That was the plan. As you can see, it's not quite happening. He knows my Panzer IV is here because my Panzer IV was shooting at this squad right here, this conscript squad. So he wasn't moving his Su-85s forward to kill my Panzer IV, which kind of surprised me. But it did let me take this middle victory point, so I was just like, okay, sure, I'll take it. I don't know why you're not moving forward, but you're not. Okay. I mean, granted, one of his does have a damage engine, and I'm sure that's part of the reason why he is not moving forward, but I still expected him to move forward to kill the Panzer IV. Maybe he knew this pack was here somehow. I don't think he did, though. On the left side, Panzer Grenadiers just forced the retreat of some conscript infantry, even though they were at 3. So that was quite nice. Panzer Grenadiers are so awesome. They cost 360 manpower, which is a lot, compared to Grenadiers, which cost 240. But Panzer Grenadiers are just so awesome. They are so awesome at killing infantry. Up at the top left victory point, I still have some mines here, I believe. Maybe? Maybe I don't, actually. Maybe they've all exploded finally. It took long enough. But I have a Grenadier squad guarding the left top left victory point, and I will actually leave it here for quite a while, and it kind of hurts me that I'm leaving it here. I really should have had it fighting, because I expected my opponent to come and try to capture this point at some point, but he didn't for quite a while, so they were pretty useless over here, and it did end up hurting me. But while that's happening, I do have a Panzer Grenadier squad capturing points on the left side. In fact, this is the last point that they can capture over here on the left side. On the right side, my opponent has his mortar, and I do find out at some point that it is right here, and I do try to get it, maybe with this squad. I don't think it was with this squad, though. I just sent the squad over to capture points on the right side. And in the middle, since I already have the left side and I'm attacking the right side with a single squad, in the middle we have a whole bunch going on. In particular, he's using his barrage ability from his Su-76, and it does a lot of damage to infantry, lots of splash damage. So I have to move my pack forward to keep it out of the barrage. He somehow found out my pack was there, and ooh, that's gonna hurt himself. No, it didn't. Okay. That was a satchel charge from these guys, I believe, the Penal Battalion. And he did end up missing with it. He threw it on one of my squads, either the Grenadier squad or the Pioneer squad right here. But he did end up missing, and that went out great. And here we go. Okay, he's charging with his Su-85s. Move the Panzer IV back. Let's do this bait properly. There is a bit of an issue with the lack of Grenadiers, and he's killed my Panzer IV. Okay. Pack, you need to kill the Su-85. Perfect. Okay, that's a 1-for-1 trade. Perfect. It's balanced. Vet 3 pack. Okay. It's about to be lost, though. It's going to lose Vet 3. Wow, Vet 3 would have been nice to keep, but I wasn't able to keep it. Yeah. So that really sucked, but it was a 1-to-1 trade with the Panzer IV and Su-85. So losing the pack wasn't too big of a deal. I can reman it. And now he's barraging the MG over here. So as you can see, I do have 2 mortars once again. I either built another one or I manned the other one. I cannot remember. I may have been able to man it because it was right here, and I did capture this VP at one point. But I now have 2 mortars, that's what matters. My MG is almost dead, but my 2 mortars. 1 mortar now. But they are very important to have because they just do so much damage. And they force a charge by your opponent's infantry to go awry. Ooh, yeah. Kill the mortar, kill the mortar, kill that heavy mortar. Kill it. No, it's getting away. Yeah. It got away. So that really sucked. Even with Panzer Grenadiers firing at it, it still got away. But, like I was saying, mortars, if they hit around the opponent's infantry, say the opponent had infantry right here, and they were charging forward, and then a mortar shell landed right here, his infantry would jump backwards when the shell landed, and as a result, they would have trouble charging on me. And the mortars can be used really effectively for that reason. This Grenadier squad is getting Molotoved. How about we get them out of there? There we go. Yeah. Over here we have a Penal Battalion squad and a Guards Rifle Infantry squad against a Panzer Grenadier squad. Who is going to win this fight? Let's find out together. I actually cannot remember who won this fight. Okay, yeah, he is winning that fight for sure. Ended up retreating. Wanted to retreat before I lost too much health, and also because they've lost health and not men, other than 1 man. They'll heal up for free in the HQ, and I did kill 2 men on his Guards Rifle Infantry squad. So I definitely won that. Even if he won the map control, I won the manpower war. Now, here we can see the mortar that I have left going to work. Mortaring this conscript squad. Okay, yeah. My nose started hurting bad there. Yeah, the mortar's going to work, and he has to retreat because of all the damage he's taking, even if he is Vet 3. Vet 3 is not going to help him win against a Vet 2 Grenadier squad plus a mortar. And hey, I have another Panzer IV out on the field. I don't know what number Panzer IV this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe number 5? Number 4, number 5, something like that. Maybe number 6 even? I don't know. But the Panzer IV, another one out on the field, and I figured it was still worth building even if he does have an Su-85 and an Su-76. Because even though they'll kill the Panzer IV can still be used against his infantry pretty effectively. And that would be a nice thing to be able to do, is just kill his infantry, because his infantry is starting to cause problems for me. I mean, clearly he does have a lot of veterancy on his infantry. This penal battalion sucks against infantry. He's not going to win against flamethrower engineers. I can tell that now. I even knew that when I was playing this game, so I just left these pioneers here to fight while I microed in the middle. But as I was saying, the SU-85, not the SU-85, the Panzer IV, I figured would take care of his infantry, but sadly it wasn't able to. There's an SU-85 here, and that's going to deter from my ability to take care of infantry, and it gets emptied. So I actually didn't know that. I was focused somewhere in the middle, I believe, at the time when that happened, so I wasn't aware of the fact that the Panzer IV was simply decrewed, and I could have recrewed it. I thought it was fully dead, and as you can see, I don't have line of sight up there. I cannot see the Panzer IV is decrewed, so I was not aware of that. I wondered if he ever recrewed it, and I just never saw it. That would be interesting to know. Maybe he even never knew it was decrewed. That is entirely a possibility. So, SU-76 is firing at my infantry, and it is better against infantry than SU-85 is. But the SU-76 is still not very good against infantry. And so my infantry is killing his infantry, ignoring the SU-76 firing at them. Ooh, that hit did something. Wow, that did a lot. So when it does hit, it does a lot of damage, but it just doesn't hit very often. The VP has a light on top. Wow. Never noticed that. Yeah, I had to retreat though. I did end up losing that fight thanks to his SU-76 and his mortar, which is back here. His 120mm mortar. 13 kills so far. And it has not been decrewed at all this game, so it does have 13 kills this whole game. Vet 2. I had almost killed it that one time. I had it down to 3 men. If you can get it down to 1 man, the 1 man will commit suicide by running off the map. Or commit treason by running off the map or something. I don't know what it would be called. But he runs off the map, and thus the mortar is decrewed, and it loses veterancy, but nope, right now it's Vet 2. On the left side here, I'm laying down some more S-mines, these things, S-mine field, for 80 munitions, because it's just so good, and I figured placing it here would be better than placing it at the VP, the victory point. So I placed it here, and I didn't get to finish it. I saw this Molotov incoming, and I dodge it. While he's running over all of this, all of these mines. He has to retreat his Vet 3 squad, so that is a huge blow to him, because I'm Vet 2, which will do quite well. He does have another Vet 3 squad over here, but he has little health, so he needs to retreat that squad if he wants to keep it alive. I am definitely winning this fight. There you go. Retreat the squads. Now you only have a penal battalion. What's a battalion? Penal battalion over here, and he's being smart. He's luring me away from this point. He's luring me away from this point that I want to capture. He's luring me all the way up to my territory, and then he's going to retreat. And it's going to work out well for him in terms of capturing territory away from me, not in terms of winning the manpower war. In the middle here, okay, yeah. So we can, okay, remember that fight right here where all these mines killed so many infantry, and he retreated basically his whole army right here, except for some vehicles, 2 Su-85s, an Su-76, and a mortar? Well, I knew that's what he had done at this point, so I had just killed a huge chunk of his infantry. The squad is retreating. I'm capturing the point again because I decapped it. But like I said, I'd killed a huge chunk of his infantry. At this point, I knew I just needed to do one huge charge, push those Su-85s back to his base, capture the middle, capture the right, capture the left. Just do one big, huge charge, and I'll be good to go. And I'll win this game. That's what I have to do. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do one big, huge charge. So here's my first charge. I'm actually going to do multiple charges, but this is my first charge. It consists of 2 Panzer Grenadier squads, 1 with Panzer Shreks, and 2 Flamethrower Engineers, or Pioneers, so that they're good at close range along with the Panzer Grenadiers, and then 2 Grenadier squads, 1 of which is Vet 3 for long range support. And as you can see, he saw this coming, so he's barraging with his Su-76, and I know that barrage is very deadly against infantry. So I say, okay, I won't attack you quite yet. I will let you barrage. I'm going to move back. I managed to decap the middle VP, That is fine, but I'm not going to barrage quite yet. Let's add another Panzer Grenadier squad to the mix since they came out on the field, as well as another Flamethrower Engineer squad, or Pioneer squad rather. And you're getting suppressed here. This is perfect. You're running away. Yes, yes, this is the perfect time to assault him. Kill as much infantry as I can, because he's just retreated a huge portion of his force, which means that I can go attack his units one at a time and probably win. I did have to retreat one of these squads because they had one man left, and I don't want to lose squads in this charge. He does still have 142 victory points remaining, so I don't want to lose any full squads in this charge, but I feel like one full charge will win me this game. So come on, let's charge in, kill all of his infantry. Flamethrowers are quite good. I still have 2 of those squads. I'm getting barraged. I'm getting shot at by Su-85s and Su-76s. This squad has to go back and reinforce at the half-track that I have just built because I want field reinforcing. I could have built the bunker, but I wanted a half-track instead. This squad is going to need to retreat very soon, but before I do that, I'm going to wait for something to start firing at him for real, and while I wait for that, I'm going to just shoot at this Su-76 so I can reduce the amount of barrages I'm receiving. And another Stuka bombing strike incoming. It's coming on these 2 Su-76s because I want to get rid of the barrage ability. I hate it. And here we go. Both of them dead. Oh yeah. So between 2 Stuka bombing strikes, and I killed between the 2 wow. Let's try this again. Between 2 Stuka bombing strikes, I have killed 2 Su-76s, as well as the one from earlier that killed 2 Penal Battalion squads, or Guards Rifle Infantry squads, can't remember which ones they were, or, no. Wow, I'm really failing right now. I killed a whole bunch of stuff with Stuka bombing strikes, basically. 2 Su-76s and 2 Penal Battalions, or 2 Guards Rifle Infantry. There we go. Plus an MG. Oh, this squad needs to get out of there. Yeah, you're Vet 2. Let's keep you alive. It's always good to keep squads alive. I tried so hard to capture this point, but I just couldn't. Between all the stuff shooting at me, including a mortar, I just could not keep them alive and capture this point, so I ended up retreating. I was so close to capturing it, but wasn't quite able to. So I do retreat and keep the squad alive. And we can see that I did reinforce this Pioneer squad at the half-track, and now I'm going to go capture this, what is this? Mortar. I'm going to capture the mortar because I do want a mortar, obviously. I also still have my MG, which is going to protect my mortar. The MG is quite far forward. Pin his Guards Rifle Infantry squad, or at least suppress it right now. And while that big charge happened, I managed to capture points on the left side. So I have the left side. I have the middle VP. I have significantly pushed his forces back. His Su-85s are back here, practically in his base. So I did a good push there. But it wasn't enough to truly win the game yet. He is mortaring my MG, so I am forced to back it up. My mortar is still here. It's about to get demanned, I'm pretty sure. Decrewed. Not sure, but I'm pretty sure it is. I know he threw a Molotov on it, which would be the obvious thing to do. If you're playing as the Soviets in that situation, yeah. Yep, there it goes, all at once. All 3 men died at once. How unlucky was that? Very unlucky. So, I managed to push off his attack. He did decap the middle VP, but now it's my time to capture it again. So let's do exactly that. At this point in the game, my opponent was complaining. You can't see the chat in the replays, which I wish you could, but my opponent was complaining that the Stuka bombing strike, combined with Panzer Grenadiers, because I do have 4 Panzer Grenadier squads, are overpowered. And so he really should have won this game, but he didn't, and it's all because of those. And I disagree with him. The Stuka bombing strike gives you a noise that it's coming, and it is pretty expensive at 160 munitions. That's practically how much I have. That'd practically be all my munitions, and so it's pretty expensive for me to use. And it gives you a sound that it's coming, and the fact that it's expensive means I'm only going to use it on good targets, expensive targets. So if you hear it coming in, just move your forces. He didn't move his forces either time. He didn't move these Su-76s. He didn't move the infantry that I killed in the previous strike. So that's really his fault. As for the Panzer Grenadiers, they're not really overpowered. You just have to kite them, and you'll do really well, because Panzer Grenadiers are only good at close range. If you can kite them, you'll do fine. Killing him with an Su-76 is not the way to go, because an Su-76 cannot kill infantry very well without the barrage ability. Oh, wow. Okay, Su-76 down, retreat that squad, yeah. I didn't even realize it at the time, but I retreated this squad. Okay. Play back over. I won, but I didn't even realize it at the time. I had retreated this squad, and that was an accident. I must have accidentally clicked them. I only meant to retreat this one squad that was one man and a sliver of health remaining. What is this sound? There's a sound over here. I don't know what that sound is. But anyways, Su-76 is dead. My opponent surrenders. He has a mortar. He still has 2 Su-85s, but I think he was just getting aggravated at this point. He does have a Vet 3 conscript squad as well as a second one, and he said that at the end of the game. He said, I have 2 Vet 3 conscript squads because I played better than you, and you won because of Panzer Grenadiers and the Stuka bombing strike. Yeah, I did win because of the Panzer Grenadiers and the Stuka bombing strike. I wouldn't say you really played better than me, though. If you had played better than me, you would have had more infantry than me, but I have more infantry than you, so you've taken more losses, I have played better. You just did a really good job of keeping your squads alive, these 2 particular ones alive, not really much else. So, yeah, I earned the win. Opponent, if you're watching this by any chance, I earned the win, take that. Dislike the video if you feel like it. It counts as a like as far as YouTube is concerned. It only counts as a dislike in my book. That's the only reason dislikes are there. Because a dislike just really does act like a like on YouTube. A like and a dislike are exactly the same in their servers. So, yeah. Anyways, I ended up winning the game, obviously. He has another mortar? Wow, he has a 120mm mortar with 23 kills, and he also built another one that has 3 kills. Wow. I did not know he had built 2 of them, but that is a lot, because those things cost 360 manpower each. And granted, Panzer Grenadiers do cost 360 manpower each as well. So, we were both spending a lot in terms of man power. But, yeah. 2 of those mortars might be a bit much. Although, granted, I did have 2 mortars myself, so who knows. Maybe it's appropriate. But like I said, Stuka bombing strike and Panzer Grenadiers for the win, especially the Stuka bombing strike. Those 2, I used 3 of them. The first one missed the Su-85 that I was bombing on. The second one killed a whole bunch of infantry worth probably close to 1,000 manpower. And the third one killed 2 Su-85s, so very effective and definitely the big reason I won. The Panzer Grenadiers were just the finishing blow. Anyways, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I thought it was a pretty good game, back and forth. Both of us got pinned in our bases at one point, and both of us came back from it, but I ended up winning in the end. Yeah, really good game. Like I said, hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.